Welcome back to another rebuild here on Madden 24, and today we're going to be taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars, a team that everyone thought coming into the season would be an AFC powerhouse and would be a lock for the playoffs, and they still kind of were an AFC powerhouse, but some injuries and some lack of gelling from the defense and the offensive units, and a just crazy collapse at the end of the season took away that playoff opportunity and has them sitting at home in a year where it seems like there's so much uncertainty. There's not really many teams where it's like, we know they're great, they're going to win out. Maybe the Ravens, maybe the Niners, but both sides kind of seem rather open, and the Jaguars just missed their opportunity. Of course, a big shocker, if you guys haven't been paying attention to ratings much lately, is going to be Trevor Lawrence. His overall looks terrible. 76 overall, while I will say I don't feel like I've ever seen him over like an 83 off the rip at any point in a roster. 76 is crazy. Now, don't get me wrong, he wasn't great particularly, I suppose, but there was a lot of things behind the scenes that you maybe not even behind the scenes, were kind of right in our face, that also attributed to this. Once again, those injuries, Christian Kirk missing the last 5 games doesn't help, but in general, a lot of drop passes. And I know you look at their numbers, they're kind of middle of the pack, which is going to be the trend of this one. Middle of the pack is basically what you would call the Jaguars this season, but middle of the pack for catches. But I feel like I seen that 3-minute highlight or lowlight video where it showed Trevor Lawrence fitting in perfect passes that were just dropped. And while they might not have been the number one like the Chiefs for drop passes, they might have been the number one for the quality of drop pass, not just by how good the throw was, but the fact that they were touchdowns. I seen like at least 8 of them that, while they weren't that easy and they were tight coverage, were right on the money, right in the hands of the receiver and dropped. And it seems like Calvin Ridley had like half of them. And I even seen some of the, people saying, wow, it seems like Calvin Ridley should have had 20 plus touchdowns this year. And it kind of seems like that, but beside the point, Calvin Ridley had a pretty good year. Christian Kirk had a pretty good year despite the injury. ETN, I can't really judge him per se because this offensive line was pretty damn bad for the Jaguars. Of course, looking at the line here, we actually have some pieces, maybe 3 of them that we can keep long term, but it wasn't a great unit. Evan Ingram was pretty damn good. And then looking at the defense, edge, Josh Allen, elite. Trayvon Walker, added him to the list of players that they put up some numbers, but they weren't the best. But hey, at least he's not regressing. Apparently, the Jaguars have some inside linebackers, though. They have some linebackers doing tangs. If you have a former Falcon linebacker, they're going to be pretty good for you. And then the interior of the line, I really don't want to talk about. We have to replace basically everyone. DBs, apparently Darius Williams has been elite ever since the Rams, that Rams season where he just broke out. Cisco's been like up and down. I feel like I've seen him as like an 84, 85 overall. 81 right now. He's above average. Campbell, he's their franchise corner, especially since he's young. But this is a team that, like I said, it's just middle of the pack. That's really the best way to describe them. Kind of the middle of the pack for yards, both sides of the ball. Middle of the pack for points, scoring and allowing. And they just were maybe 1 or 2 more plays away from being playoff team. And, once you make the playoffs, like Green Bay has kind of shown, anything can happen. But I will say, I know, as a Packers fan, I bring them up a lot, okay? But I kind of feel like they might just absolutely die against the Niners because the Cowboys, kind of fraudulent. You look at the teams they played, kind of fraudulent. It might be a blowout, but it is what it is. Once again, you get into those playoffs and anything can happen, and the Jaguars, unfortunately, were one of those teams that just barely missed. And I did sim the first round, but everything else is, all EA, all AI, if you will. Niners versus the Bills, with the winner of this one being the Bills by a lot. Oh my, what a conversation that would start with Josh Allen. But let's take a look at potential dev-ups. Evan Ingram goes to superstar, which is massive. I would love to see Ridley or Kirk, but, they weren't really there for the numbers. But Evan Ingram being 29, that's a massive one. The thing about this is, though, can we afford him? I feel like anytime I do a Jaguars rebuild, like we lose Ingram and we lose, or I see them lose Ingram and Josh Allen all the time, which I hope doesn't happen here because Allen's an X factor and Aluakon is now an X factor who is, normally kind of too old to develop, but he's there right now. He looks great. So, maybe not the block shed and all that, but he's very smart and he's an X factor, which is all I can ask for. no other dev ups, but that's okay because, those are two pretty significant names, especially with the age of Aluakun and Evan Ingram being that third name. But let's take a look at who we had to re-sign and, get into that draft process where there's a decent chance I take a first-round lineman. I kind of want the first round for these rebuilds where we use a real-life class to be a kind of real-life decision, right? If it's a trade down, trade up, whatever, but I want it to be somebody that makes the most sense for that team. But 24.5 mil, please don't be someone crazy. Oh my God. Wait a minute here. Hold on. Are the Jaguars this screwed? Bro, how do they pull this off? I'm so confused. Calvin Ridley may need to go because I cannot lose Josh Allen or ETN. Running backs are way too hard to get going in Madden. I got to find a way to do this. It says negotiating, actually. Nope, damn it. I mean, I kind of have to, juice the team. I kind of have to get rid of, everyone possible just to make something back here because we can't lose those two names. Fifth-year option Trevor Lawrence, but oh my. As much as I would love to not fifth-year option Trevor Lawrence because I might be able to save more in the long run, I think I might have no choice. And same with, honestly, getting rid of Darius Williams. I might have to really gut this team here just to keep those two really franchise-level players as they're just, you can't lose those types of players in Madden. Fatu Kasi, we're not saving much, but it's something. We really need to clear at least 20 minimum. And then, really, 50 minimum would be what I'd really like to get. But we can wait with Trevor Lawrence a little bit. I guess you got to get rid of Agnew. We're going to get rid of some players here. Yeah, where's my max savings here? So Cam Robinson even might need to go. Didn't have a great year, and he's really expensive. Darius Williams isn't bad, but star dev, and he's older. I think I got to get rid of him. We're just this broke. It's really that bad of a situation right here. We might even need more, like Cam Robinson, but as of right now, maybe we've done enough to at least keep the two, stop the bleeding, and kind of figure things out a little bit, because, we're broke. But you can see we got some money here, which is nice. This is a lot of money. How much is this? 27. Okay, I thought it was 25. Number's a little higher than I would have thought, but 6-year, one whatever. 24 mil, ETN. Oh, crap, it's fifth-year option time. I didn't even realize that. I don't know why I thought that was re-sign time. I'm going to let him go for, whatever. We'll re-sign him next season. Maybe I release a little more than I need to. Maybe I need to get rid of Darius, but at the same time, we only have 11 mil, so maybe I did need to get rid of him. Anyone else? Clavon, Chason did not work out. Ezra's not really worth it, I don't think. That's basically it, right? Brandon McManus, he's so old. 11 mil, and we have a lot to replace because we just released half the squad there. Free agents, if there's a must-grab, can't-miss player, perhaps T. Higgins. That is a guy that looks like he may be a free agent in the future here. Sadly, though, we re-signed Calvin Ridley, not taking any chances. DeAndre Swift is a pretty cool name. They got some names here, though. We got some names, but in our 3-4, we do not actually need any linebackers, and most of the positions here we just don't need, and a lot of them are being overpaid quite a bit, as, that's how it goes in free agency. So we're likely going to be trying to save some money, as we desperately need to. We get Geno Stone right up against the cap here. And with that being said, I think I need to save every little bit I can. 7 mil is quite a bit of money when you have nothing. That's like 10 backups, basically. So we're going to, hope for the best at the draft. Might be taking a lineman early. I'm not sure. We're officially in the draft, and will this be the fifth straight time of Marvin Harrison at 1 overall? It will be. Now, we obviously have a pretty, deep offensive line class that we're going to be looking at. Hopefully, some of these guys are still here. I don't know who I want realistically. Joe Alt would be great, but I just don't see him being there. But it would be pretty sweet. We do have options, though. And tackle itself, if we keep Cam Robinson as a starter, might not actually be our biggest need. So we'll see. We also have other options like corner, DT that are definitely needs of ours. So we're going to just kind of play it by ear, and absolutely under no circumstance will be trading up. And Fautanu goes right before us. The worst part of this is Joe Alt's there, and there's a very good chance he definitely is not. I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. Do I go Patrick Paul because he's more realistic, or do I just play it how it lies and just take him? I also could take Fuaga, which, I mean, he looks pretty good too. Do I take him because he's a little more realistic? He's 21 as well. He's strong. I might just take him because he's worth the pick regardless. Then again, we have corners. McKinstry, Arnold. But then again, you have these like 2 to 3 guys that you could probably take. But if we take them, then we're screwed at DT probably. I think you need tackle in the first round. Joe Alt would be great, but he's just not going to be there. I'm going to take Fuaga. I think that's what we're going to take in. And he's hidden. It works out. Fair enough. It also allows us to know that there's another hidden development trait lineman that we know for a fact of. 17, probably going to be corner. Let's see what we get. All right, we trade a 2nd and 5th this year to move down for 2 high thirds from the Cardinals. All right, here we are at 2 and 6. I could use an even, another lineman, really. Troy Franklin, I think he's like a late 2nd projected, right? DT wouldn't hurt. Corner definitely wouldn't hurt. I'm trying to think if there's any guys here that we haven't looked at for, like, their dev. I think the only one would be Sainra still, but he's like the furthest thing from a boundary corner ever. I think I might go Burke. I think I've already used Burke, and he was normal dev, but 21 years old. I'm going to give him a chance here. Denzel Burke, normal dev, but he's going to be our number 2, and we hope for a breakout early. And I think we're going to add another new name to our list of players drafted, and that's going to be Brandon Dorless, playing him on the interior, of course, who is sadly normal, but it was a positional need. And then our last kind of quote-unquote significant pick is this pick 15 in the 4th round. Please be somebody safety. This could be the year that we give Williams another chance. Although I actually kind of like Hicks here. Wide receiver definitely would have been nice. Maybe we could still get one in the 6th round or something just to add some depth. But I'm going to go Jaden Hicks, I think, at safety. Normal dev. Not the fastest, 88 speed, 87 excel, but 6'3", trying to someone new, as we tried Williams out before. He was also normal. Maybe Hicks was hidden. Maybe, he has a better chance of dev. I don't know, but we'll see what we're looking at, because I think he might even be our starter, because we had to get rid of Jenkins. But with the 6th and 7th round picks, we might be adding wide receiver depth here, as we obviously didn't really do too well during the draft. And I think I'm going to take Brendan Rice, 6'3", some athleticism, 2B key ratings. Normal dev with 92 speed, 92 jump, 92 excel. Pretty athletic for 6'3". We don't mind that. And then we're going to take Trey Harris. I think I used, or not used him, but I think I had him on my list one time on my draft board on one of the rebuilds, and I don't think I ever got to grab him, but nothing too spectacular there. But what do we have money? Oh, we're broke. Hopefully we can give it to someone. Okay, let's not do that. We did draft a tackle, and we probably could start that tackle and give it to Robinson. Fuaga is 75 overall. I don't know if he's going to be our left tackle, but he looks pretty damn good to me. I think I might have to play him at left tackle. It's going to be a ropey one for the rookie situation, but that's basically it. Before we do that, let's take a look at the dev. Star dev, fair enough. Alt might have been superstar, but once again, I just think that would have been so unrealistic to take in there at 17. Burke, pretty good man, decent zone, athletic enough, good catching. Dorless, 73 overall with pretty good power move, okay block shed, some athleticism for the size. Then we have Mr. Hicks, who maybe should have taken Williams instead, but I wanted someone new. Okay zone coverage, a little bit of hip power, very good pursuit. Rice and Harris, both 70 overall wide receivers. There's definitely upside there, kind of giving me like Mingo vibes from the Panthers. And then Trey Harris, 5'11", a little bit of a slot guy, very good. So, we landed, about as good of a draft as you can land for a team that's missing that 3rd round draft pick and has so many needs to fill because of the releasing of high cap players. And it sucks is because I'm pretty sure Robinson did have a pretty bad year this year. Why wouldn't he restructure for something like $5 million base with, of course, the penalty? Because the penalty is $5 million. The Jaguars could easily get rid of $5 million, right? It's not that big of a deal if you're saving that much. I just feel like if they were gonna keep him, why not drop him, and then I'm going to get people complaining like, you're cheating, you're changing contract money. It's like, yeah, but that's how it goes in real life. They cheat in real life. They restructure in that sense where they're like, okay, well, I mean, it's either we release you or you get a decent base salary, you stick with the team. I mean, it's up to you, right? So I don't have that option here, right? If I restructure, the only restructuring there is where we're adding more years, which that's not the only way to restructure. That's the way to restructure if you have a ton of penalty on you, or a ton of guaranteed money anyways, and you're trying to move that penalty around a little bit, but that's not what I can do here. So it's like, I either release them or I quote-unquote cheat. And it's like, I don't know what to do. I guess I release them or trade them off to a team that can afford them, which probably doesn't exist. And we didn't even need the safety. I forgot about Geno Stone, which is fair enough. I mean, it's not like the safety we took was super high of a draft pick. We got depth now, but I completely forgot about Geno Stone. Very glad we didn't go for Morse, though. Would have been a decent addition, obviously. But yeah, I'm just so glad we didn't take him. Does this help me at all? The penalty's like more than the savings. I don't think it does. But I have no choice but to do something with Cam Robinson, and if it's not going to be allowed to structure him manually, I suppose I just trade him off. And why did it say we have money, though? We don't. I would love if we did, but trade him off for like an actual like guard or something. That is not fair. The Jets are not giving me a trade that is fair at all. And I know Wingard's a decent special teamer for him. I just have to get this trade done. Need to save some money. Will Hernandez is an actual guard, and he is cheaper. Matt is sick. Well, I hope he feels better. But trying to save some money here. Season 1, Trevor Lawrence, 76 overall. I still can't believe how low of an overall he is. At 24 years old, I mean, he should be fine, but man, imagine if that dev wasn't superstar. We'd actually have conversations. And the worst part is we got to pay him very, very soon. Offensive line, we definitely could use at least 2 names, maybe 3. We'll see what happens with Sheriff. He's obviously old as a hell. 32 years old. 35 is probably the max for any lineman, but even then, we might replace him sooner than that, especially if he needs a contract and is asking for a lot. Harrison, I hope he develops because he's still 74 overall. Running back's great. Tight end is fine for now. Wide receiver 1 should be good, but wide receiver 2 might need to be replaced. This is a tougher team than you would think it would be. Normally you're thinking, oh, Trevor Lawrence, franchise quarterback, everything's G. No, it's not. It's H. Wait, you have... Yeah, okay, fair enough. Inside linebackers, Aluakun, I hope he lasts long because he's an X factor. Lloyd, is he 25 now? 25. Old as can be. He's not bad, but... I would like a little bit better ratings at 25. Edge is fine. Safeties are hopefully fine. Cornerbacks, hopefully fine as well. Hoping Burke can cook. Definitely need to replace DT and right end, but maybe even left end. We'll see what happens with Dorless. Hoping for a breakout for some of these youngsters early on. We might be good enough for the playoffs, but future-wise, we still have several positions to fix. Which, if you've been liking this video and you want your fix of content, maybe leave a like, maybe subscribe if you're new. We do a ton of franchise stuff on the channel, and this is one of those ones where it should be power move finesse. Instead, it's +5 to tackle, which is awesome, dude. And if you're not new, I really do appreciate your support on the channel. Wide receiver mentorship is a Zay. Brendan Rice. Fair enough. A little bit of a shaky season so far. We got money, but we also have names to pay. We'll pay the first 3, the first 4. Ridley might be out the door. I didn't even really mean to rhyme, but sure. Unless you're doorless, then you have no doors. We have some 5th-year options. Lloyd is probably a no. Maybe both are no, and then we just re-sign them long-term. But I think we'll be fine with the contracts we have as of right now. And Aluakun, how much is it? I mean, that's not bad. A 4-year 60 for an X Factor 90 overall is fair enough. If he was lower than X Factor, maybe even lower than Superstar, probably not. But ETN, I think 29 is perfectly fine. 4 years, 46, fair enough. Tyson Campbell, that's a long-term deal as well. Let's just do the 7-year. That's great money for us, in fairness. And normally, I want a realistic situation where it's like they probably don't take that. He probably asks for more, but I think you have to just play it by the way the game says, because where you gain in contracts like that, you lose in contracts where you're paying like a coverage linebacker 20-some million per year as like an 82 overall, or an inside lineman that they think is an edge rusher, but they're really just 3-4. So it's not really like I don't know. That's the one thing I just don't deal with. I'm just going to pay it the way the game wants me to pay it. 22 million, losing Ridley, fair enough. We have to pay Lawrence soon, though. But he might be paying about, that 30 mil that he's asked for right now. It's going to be a tough one on the way through here, and we're still developing the team. So, I don't know. We're in a bad spot, but at least we're not super, super broke. Yow! Dorless with a freaking dev to star, 10k XP. We take that. Well, damn, Trayvon Walker's a superstar. I mean, I didn't expect that. All right, here it is. If we win, we should be in, but we lose, unfortunately, making us 9-8, missing the playoffs. That really sucks, but what can you do? We are still in I wouldn't even say rebuild, but we're definitely in a reload, retool, if you will. It's hard to say reload because it doesn't really feel like we're that type of team. Trevor Lawrence, really good touchdown to pick ratio. Yards are low, though. ETN was amazing, though. Kirk was pretty good. There's some okay numbers in here. Left tackle, he's a rookie. Give him a chance. Trayvon with double digit, where Allen only had 7 interceptions. We had a few. Logan Cook, apparently a great kicker. I switched to Dicker, and he misses 1 of 2. Cook, very good punting as well. Two-way player, although it's 2 ways on the special teams. Number 17th in yards. Back to that middle of the pack again, and just barely missing. Gotta love it. Any rookie of the year? I can't remember who he said. Dorless, I guess, but he didn't really have that great of a year. Trevor at 8. ETN at 9. Kirk at 2. Should be a dev up there. That'd be great for the longevity. But yeah, we're still in a rough spot because I don't know how to develop this team while we're kind of against it salary cap wise, and we're missing a lot of players that are developable, let alone like good overalls, right? We have a lot of low overalls on this team still that are starting. But the Super Bowl is against the Chiefs and the Seahawks, with the Chiefs barely winning that game. DevUp's got to be Kirk, right? And it is. No other DevUps on offense, sadly, but let's take a look at Kirk, who is now an 86 overall, close-ish to 87. Once again, he's not the best of overalls, and it doesn't seem like he's going to get much higher than that, but it's better that he's a superstar than he's not a superstar. Wide receiver 2 is a need. Trayvon Walker, from star to X Factor, and Cisco is now a superstar. Sadly, the corner Burke stayed his same dev, but a couple of dev ups a season is better than no dev ups, obviously. And we do need some more D linemen. We need a lot. Oh, yeah, Lloyd. Not Lloyd. Yeah, I mean, Devin Lloyd just going up in dev to superstar dev, which he needs a contract. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I probably just don't do the 5-year option because it's going to cost a fortune the year following. Whereas if I do it now, I wait, and I do it now, and we might be cooking. We might be saving some money, but 20 million. I think Trayvon, I might do the 5th year now. Nah, even then, it's still going to be cheaper just to do it now instead of waiting a whole extra year. So we should have enough money. I worry about Trevor Lawrence, though. 5th year option there. I will say that Trayvon Walker, 8 million is not bad. 84 overall. I think it's going to be a lot of money anyways, but 84 overall, maybe 85, 86. That's a tough decision because it's going to be probably 20 million, but it could go to 25 per. Yeah, I think it's better to just pay up front. Just pay it right now and not have to risk it being ridiculously expensive a year from now. But yeah, I think it's pretty clear cut that we can't spend any money in free agency unless there's some expensive names on this team. Waddle, though. Damn, Keenan Allen's great too. Amari Cooper. We need a new wide receiver. Calvin Ridley's still there, obviously, but Waddle. I mean, he's like a top tier name. There's no way he goes to free agency without a fight. So I don't see that happening. And even then, 20 million per year. I can't even see us affording that. What about other positions? Lineman, maybe. David Bakhtiari's not a bad name. We could definitely use at least a lineman. Joe Tooney. It's just the problem. A lot of these guys are very expensive players, and I don't really want to spend money on these players. Wyatt Teller's not bad. It might even be, the straight 1-to-1 replacement for Sheriff next season even, so might be worth going that route. I think we can do better at DT without having to, spend money in free agency. What about cornerback? Cornerback, I don't know if I really trust Burke, but at the same time, I don't want to spend money on an older guy right here because I don't know if we're ready to win just yet anyways. But yeah, I think if we're going to spend any money, it might be Wyatt Teller, the lineman. I think, like I said, if you want to build a good team, I think you just got to go with cheap linemen for the most part. All right, entering the draft, we have pick 17 yet again. The Saints are the number 1 overall pick. Are they going QB? They do with Eddie Ward. I have a couple of wide receivers. I don't know if any of them are number 1 worthy, but, well, not number 1, but first round worthy. But maybe we'll see. I have Alfonso Bowden. I have Lewis. I have Donald, who I think is probably the best of the bunch. The question is he so good that I'd take him at 17? I don't know. F deep route from Bowden, who looks pretty good, I will say. Donald, who is also 21 years old. Not the fastest, but, those key ratings look pretty good. And then Lewis has pretty good key ratings as well, 21. He is on the smaller side, but he's very fast. And, with him, them being there, we also even have what looks to be one of those guaranteed superstars. I think you trade back to 24, add an extra third-round pick to maybe grab an extra lineman, because we could use a few linemen on both sides of the ball. And still likely grab a pretty good wide receiver. We get a 6th next year. That's really worth it, dude. All right, we end up trading 17 this year. A 4th this year, a 6th and 7th 2 years from now, and Roy Robertson Harris for the 1st and 2nd round picks from the Commanders, which are 24 and I think 56, 58, one of the two. Be really disappointed if these wide receivers go here, because I do not want to trade back up. So far, so good. A couple of picks down, looking really good. Really good. And I think we're guaranteed one of the wide receivers. I think we're cooking. And all of the wide receivers are there. I'm not going to trade down again, though. I think that was already a risk that I should not have taken as is. Wish I knew the full scouting report, but I think I got to take the chance on the best key rating player in Chuck Donald. Please be good. No, he's normal. He's number 2, though. He is number 2, without a doubt. And here you are at 17 in the 2nd round. I can't remember if I had anyone here or not. Bowden's still there. Oh, it would be such an L if I took him, though, and he sucked, too. What about left end? We do have a right end who's still there, 1 to 2. Didn't really turn out to be great. And then Cleary, who really didn't turn out to be great either. Hendricks is here. I think I'm going to go Hendricks. If the wide receiver's there with our next pick, fair enough, but I think that's the move. Justin Hendricks. Hidden development trait, 90 strength. That's a dub. Only need 1 more defensive lineman, so if that wide receiver's there, great. If not, I don't know if I can do that. John Ware, I think I actually had on my list too. He had pretty good zone coverage. Wide receiver, Bowden's still there, but that's got to be a bad thing, no? He's pretty fast. He's 21. He's got an A catch, but all of his other ratings suck. B spec, D release. He sucks. He's got to suck. There's no way. There's no way he isn't bad. There's just no way. What else do we have? Ellis, or DT position is worse than I thought. So I have no choice but to go Ellis if I want a DT. That is not fun. B power move. He is strong as hell, though. Do I maybe take that chance anyways? Do I maybe take the chance anyways? Because a bunch of linebackers don't really need that. I mean, we need the D lineman the most. I think this is going to be a really bad decision, but we're hoping. Oh, okay. I legitimately thought it was going to be a bad call. I was like, screw it, though. We're desperate. Why not? And it actually works out. Fair enough. Going to slow sim this one as we need 2 linemen. I think we should be able to pull that off. And unless I'm forgetting a position group, I don't think we really need anyone else. There is a really solid linebacker in Johnston, but he'll probably be gone anyways. Cruz for sure I want, and then, I don't know. I tried to, use next year picks to keep this pick this year, but a 5th this year to move up 10 spots in the 3rd to likely take Cruz as he looks really solid, and then we're probably going to go for best available lineman afterwards. I think we have 3 starting linemen, so if Cruz is good, then we really just need 1 more player, and then we're done with O-line, but Cruz looks great, gotta be our pick. And he's hidden. Thank you. There's sometimes really good overalls that just aren't hidden devs, so, you can't just be like, oh, well, this is going to be an obvious one. And even if it actually is, once again, you sometimes get screwed over on that damn dev and you get normal and you just have to replace them anyways. All right, here we go. We trade a 3rd and a 4th and a 7th next year with Antonio Johnson to move up to 80 with the Raiders. And I don't even know if our player is going to be there because I couldn't go to the Ravens because they're too broke to trade for players. And thankfully, they are still there. A bunch of linebackers, one of them going was actually on our list, Mr. Fox. Be nice to get McLeod at the 5th round, which might be the case. Needed one more lineman. I only have one more lineman, so Reed Whitney is going to be our last lineman. Please. Yes! Hidden Dev, those day 3s are honestly coming clutch more often than the other ones. I think it's because since they're day 3, if they look way better than everyone else, it's like, oh, that's probably a special build player. But we have a 7th round pick as well, but the 5th round pick hopefully is that wide receiver. He is there. If he's superstar, this would be a perfect draft. He's so fast, but normal dev. I really hope that wide receiver we drafted to high overall because we did take him very high. Here we go with the draft recap. 74, 73, 72, 73, 75, 71, 71. Definitely a little disappointed with Donald. Kind of want to see the other two, and I'm going to be so disappointed when Bowden's hidden. But, I mean, Chuck does look great, though, right? Like, he has really good ratings. That release is amazing. Catching's crazy good. Deep rod's decent. He's not a bad player by any means, but just, not hidden dev, which sucks. Could still be the guy, though, so we're definitely going to give him a chance as the number 2, but yeah, we've fallen a little far here. And then look at Hendricks, 78 finesse smooth, 90 strength. We're going to put him at left end, I believe. Is it left end or right end? I don't know. Either way, he's going to be starting at one of the spots, and he's a superstar. We needed that. This D-line interior, it's like all young players. We need somebody to be able to go out in front of everybody. Ellis is a bit raw. It would not surprise me to see him be star dev, but let's see. Yeah, star dev, unfortunately, but, kind of expected. O-line, I think Cruz is actually going to be playing left guard for us since he's a little bit bigger than the other center that we got. So, fair enough. Pretty balanced, actually, outside of that run block power. Left guard and star dev, fair enough. Whitley, the guy that's actually playing center. Fortner is normal dev, and he's not really progressing. Man, very good pass blocking, but everything else is a little iffy. Can't lie. What is that dev looking like? Star dev. I mean, it's still a pretty good draft. If the wide receiver would have been hidden, that would have been perfect, but it's about as good as you're going to get. This is a little more like it. Now, wide receiver 2, maybe not so much, but if he wins something like Rookie of the Year, has a good year, he could go to Superstar in one season. Wide receiver 1 worries me a little bit now, though, because he's getting older as well. Would love to see a dev up for ETN. O-line, though, outside of Sheriff, we're kind of looking good long-term. Tight end, we'll see what happens there. Defense, a lot of superstar pluses. Corner, would love to see Burke get a dev up, but we're doing about as well as we can so far. And, we're young and developing, but I do worry about certain players like Kirk and Ingram kind of retiring / regressing at the worst time possible, but we just got to roll with the punches and just deal with the fact that they are on the older side. So probably draft a tight end, continue to draft wide receivers. Donald might not even be the guy, let alone if Kirk's going to be here much longer. $147 million. Trayvon Walker just a little over 20, like we said, per Trevor Lawrence. A lot of money. Kirk. Oh my God, everyone's like red interest. I'm going to try to re-sign anyone that's on green and then maybe hold off a little bit on the reds because it's going to be really hard to get them back anyways when they're red. But Lloyd is a long-term guy, about a 4-year. I was going to do 5, but he is 26. So 4-year there. Trayvon, I'll try to just knock something out real quick. What are we looking at? Yeah, I mean, it's probably not going to save us that much in the long term by not doing the 5th year, but damn, son. I don't know about some of these contracts. I worry. Like Trevor Lawrence is asking for, I mean, in today's market, not terrible money, but he is a little bit of a lower overall, right? Okay, I guess we're just have to hope we start winning some games because we're not really winning right now, and that is really affecting our ability to re-sign right now. Kirk, 2-year, 32. Oh, my God. And it's the classic time to change the scheme as we go 7-10 despite having, an okay team, right? We have a team good enough to at least go 8-8, 8-9, 9-8, something like that, but not in EA's eyes. We lose to teams like the Raiders, the Jets, the Rams, the Colts, the Titans, the Cardinals. I mean, that's just scheme-based. I don't know what else to tell you. That's just all scheme-based. But, we'll see how well we did. Maybe we still got some dev ups, even though this is a wasted season yet again. Trevor Lawrence, this scheme is just killing us. He declined all contracts, by the way. I offered him like a 5-year, 220. He declined it, even though he's a pretty low overall. Donald was terrible. I mean, the whole receiving group was in general. O-line was not bad. D-line, the pass rush. I mean, these guys should be doing better than this. Like, they should be doing better than that. It's unfortunate that they're not. Ellis, the rookie, tied them for the most sacks on the team, which is just hilarious. Dicker, not bad. Punting, 51.6. Kick return, punt return game, pretty tame. 11th yards, apparently. But let's take a look at any award wins, please. Ellis, fair enough. Donald at 3. He's not getting any dev up, so wide receiver is still a massive problem for us, sadly. Also looks like we're going to be tagging Trevor Lawrence, which, I mean, buys us a little more time. Hopefully we'll have green interest next season, get a little bit of a better deal, especially considering he's not really even playing that well. The Raiders versus the Cowboys, maybe the Raiders, we should lose to them because apparently they're goated as they win a Super Bowl. Dev-ups on offense do not exist, sadly. Defensive dev-ups. Ellis goes up in dev as expected, but that is it. Burke still under 80 overall and still normal dev. Ellis, start with good power moves. I'm a little surprised that he didn't just like go all the way power move, but we'll fix that real quick. He'll probably still be run stopper, but at least he'll have some okay power rush to go with it. And, yeah, I mean, he's not bad. So we got 2 superstar D linemen, and they're the newest ones, ironically enough. Dorless was an extra year on the team, and he is the lowest dev. But that's not bad. The interior is actually looking good. Just need another wide receiver, likely. Maybe even replace Donald here, but put Donald at number 3 at least, I guess. But kind of depends if there's anyone in free agency. Is the draft, sure, we can take someone, but there's no guarantees there. Obviously, Donald proves that himself. But yeah, contracts definitely got to tag Lawrence, which would be probably about 45, 50. And it is 52. 5-year option for Anton Harrison. If we're going to keep him, I think we just wait a year. But something tells me we might not keep him, so I don't really want to pay him that contract. Might as well just go with another rookie and start developing them and maybe replace Anton Harrison if it works out in the end. But 23 mil, probably not going to be able to get an elite wide receiver with that. Maybe there's some other name like Devon Hamilton that we can release or something like that to save some money. Linderbaum, not bad. Tyron Smith, not bad. There's some okay players here, but Linderbaum is that main name there for youth future-wise. And with that being said, I do not think we're spending money in free agency. And we pull off a pretty significant trade. We end up trading Brendan Rice, Devon Hamilton, and pick 12 this year with a 3rd next year for DK Metcalf. Was looking at their wide receivers to see if they would pull it off. Maybe not the most realistic thing in the world, but you know what? They need a new quarterback, I would imagine, which is why they're trying to trade up. And we need a wide receiver. Wide receiver is just so hard to develop, and Donald is not bad, but he's probably a better number 3 anyways than a number 2 or 1. We've got ourselves a new number 1, and Kirk, I mean, he might need to be going soon. We have him on a 2-year 34, I believe, but yeah, we are definitely a little bit better at wide receiver, probably set, to be honest. Still need Trevor Lawrence to continue to develop. Might need a tight end, but as of right now, Sheriff retired, so we need a right guard. And that's kind of it, right? We need a right guard, corner maybe, but I'm still going to just let, it sounded like I was eating something there, but Burke is going to be the guy we're going to try to let just develop. Stone, we could do better, but we could also do way worse. So I'm fine with the safeties, I think. Really, it's just right guard, and I'm trying to think of what other position I was looking at. Tight end, I suppose. Right guard, tight end. Those are the 2 positions, I think. And as much as we have a little bit of money, we do have some names next season, and we just got, DK Metcalf, who's not cheap. I think the smart play here would be just to use our very lowly 2nd-round pick to maybe trade down, grab a O-lineman, and then maybe there's a tight end there, perhaps. That would be an okay draft, considering we got our wide receiver for the future. Pick 12 in the 2nd round. We could definitely turn that into a, maybe a 3rd and another 3rd. Streeter was a really solid-looking corner. He had A man coverage, and I think it was an A to C zone. He might have been him, to be honest, but not really our biggest need right now. Tight end Tony Lennon is there. I thought I scouted him for it. I did. They gave me nothing. Do I go with Lennon? I can't, dude. I need a guard. I can't make a trade up. I need a guard, and Silverman looks amazing. I think I go to the next round. I try to get, the first pick in the 3rd round, which hopefully that team somehow also has a high 3rd as well. Like a 2nd high 3rd, I should say. All right, it was actually a really close trade. We end up with a high 3rd, a high 4th this, a third next year for pick 12 in the second round with Tyler Lacey. It was really close. It might have been like a 6th-round pick, and I was like, you know what? Lacey's on a 1-year deal. I'm chilling. They take a safety. Probably going to end up taking the center, assuming he is still there, because he looked really good, so you never know. Do I actually reach that high? Oh! Even then, I don't know if Lennon's that good. Oh, and then you have Connor Reese. Couple of 2 to 3s that look really good. I think Connor Reese is the better clear-cut choice, but Lennon, 21 with a little bit of speed, and he future-proofs a position we definitely need. Whereas corner, Burke could easily be the guy. 79 overall, 23-year-old normal is fine. But if he got to star or superstar, he'd definitely be fine. I'm going to go Tony Lennon. And he's hidden dev. 85 speed, 85 excel, 91 agility for a tight end is insane. And I think Silverman is the best lineman there, but I'm going to wait until a couple of players go. I just need a starter at right guard, and worst case scenario, there's probably some 74, 75-year-old overall offensive lineman in free agency. It sucks. Silverman looks so good. Gonna have to look at the Saints. Oh, Parker was on my list too. Oh, damn, we're down to this final center. Although he is 6'5", he looks good. I actually don't hate it. If he's not hidden, I hate it, but I actually don't mind that. We'll see if this actually worked out in our favor. And we end up using that third next year that we just got recently with our 5th this and a 6th 2 years from now to move up to the middle of the 3rd round here. I think it's an okay trade for them. It's probably not really that great for them, but they took it, and usually these trades are actually super against us. We usually have to overtrade to get these spots, but Reese is so hard to pass on, but I don't need him. I just don't. Bernard Young, 22 years old, new right guard, welcome. And he's hidden. That's a dub. We need a tight end pretty bad for the future, maybe a little early, and we got it. We got a lineman. We needed at guard, and maybe we'll move someone else to guard. I don't know. Reese still being there is actually insane, though, and we might be able to make the trade up. I'm going to do it. I think he's still there, dude. And, the Lennon guy, he was 2 to 3 and was still there, and he was a hidden dev, so, I never know. Maybe Reese is him as well. This is probably fair. It's pretty close. We only have a 6th round left, and we're pretty much have the same draft picks as we did this year going into next year. But we're in a really good spot as a team, so I don't mind it. Parker Washington should be enough to finish it. He is. We'll get a 6th round. I don't freaking know. Running back, fullback, something like that. And we're going to grab Reese, the corner. We have 3 really good corners now, I imagine, as he is, he's the top of the class right now in general for players, but 21 years old, 6'3". He could be normal, but I'm hoping not. Normal devs, 95 speed, though. He's got to be halfway decent, 74 overall plus. Probably worth it, but will he ever be anything for us? I don't know. Maybe he's a future safety, I'm not sure. We're going to take Terry Jenkins, a random power back who wasn't even that fast. I was just like, there's not really much going on here. I think he had, it was either an A-truck B-stiff or the opposite way around, and he's hidden dev. Will it matter? Definitely not, but it's still better to have a hidden dev backup than a non-hidden dev. Likely to be star, 99% chance, but what if he's a superstar? Maybe he's the heir to ETN, perhaps. 20 mil left. What are these overalls looking like? Probably going to be pretty low. Cornerback 75. The center's really low. I'd love to see Silverman, but Tony Lennon, the backup tight end, who is not the fastest, but he's okay. He's all right. Injury's a little iffy. What was that? What was that? Do they have change of direction? They don't show change of direction for a tight end. Can I see it in this? I'm curious to see what that change of direction is, because he's got 91 agility. And superstar dev. He was absolutely worth it. Wow. Change of direction 83. I don't know if that's... I really don't pay attention to tight end change of direction, so I'm not actually sure the point of me looking at it, but we now know. Bernard Young, I want to see Silverman. Maybe he's normal dev somehow. Pretty bad run blocking, as you expect when you draft any lineman. You're going to have mainly good pass blockers, but in general, it's usually one style that they're good at. Star dev for that lineman. And of course, we know the corner is normal dev, but we'll still take a look at those ratings. Yeah, he's very good, though. He's, injury toughness is terrible, though. But yeah, he's good, and he would definitely be worth the pick, but you would be super worried about that injury and toughness. Obviously, we're in a rebuild with injuries off, but man, that would be a scary one. You'd be so happy that you're like, oh, he's actually pretty good, and then you look at the injury toughness, you're like, I don't think he's going to play. He's going to be injured 24/7. Let's take a look at the Saints, though, who took Silverman, 73 overall, with hidden dev as expected. A little bit more balanced than our guy for sure. Stronger, I imagine. I think our guy was like 86 strength, if I'm not mistaken. What is the dev? Star dev. A little bit heavier than our guy as well, so probably fits that guard mold a little bit better. Maybe we actually move someone else over and, our guard now goes back to center. But we got all the players we needed, the positions we needed, especially the wide receiver position with DK Metcalf. We trade Brenton Strange in a 7th round a year from now for a 5th round pick with the Texans. I don't really care if it's interdivisional because I just don't need them. I got tight ends on tight ends. Season 3 team, the wide receiver 1 looks amazing. Lennon, it looks like a pretty good, strong number 2. And then Garrett Bowles was a free agent. $6 million for an 82 overall left tackle at right guard. He moves up 2 overalls to 84. And I got to be honest, I don't know why. I thought Garrett Bowles was 6'8". Guess not. I guess he's 6'5". I don't know. I swear he's 6'7", 6'8" in the game, but I guess not. Very good guard, though, and maybe a part of a Super Bowl champion team. But yeah, I'm really the biggest worry here is money. I know guys like Aluakon are not going to last that much longer. Evan Ingram, there might be someone else I'm not thinking of. But for the most part, the team's in a really good spot. It's just Kirk maybe, but it's just money concerns. That's really what I'm worried about for the future. All right, 94 mil. Trevor Lawrence needs a contract. Geno Stone needs a contract. Harrison needs a contract. And that's kind of it for the big names. I kind of think Harrison might be on his way out. I just don't know if I can afford him. And he's not, bad, but he's not the best either. It's nearly $20 million for him. Very good pass blocker, but everything else is pretty limited. I think you do the contracts that matter the most first, which is obviously quarterback. And Geno Stone being cheap, his contract. That's kind of, he's not cheap, but he's not the most expensive for how good of an overall he is. Me replacing an 88 zone, 85 plus overall safety is not going to be easy. But me replacing, an only pass block lineman, a little bit easier, obviously. Really? I'm surprised he didn't take that. But Harrison, let's see how many sacks he's allowing, because so far this line has played pretty well. We changed the scheme up this season, though, and you can see that halfway through the year we're already giving up almost, on par for double. I just don't see a world where we can afford to keep him, man. O-line is just, they get paid so much. But at the same time, we only have 38 mil. We have 38 mil left. If we pay him and the tackle, we'll be fine. But I don't know, dude, because there's going to be a lot of D linemen we have to pay. I think you have to let the linemen go. I think maybe 5th-year option, that tackle that we have coming up, Fuaga, but you just can't afford everyone. And in Madden, it doesn't seem like the tackles are as important as the defenders, even though in real life I would definitely keep franchise linemen over most positions. Well, never mind. I gave him a 4-year 70. He offered, it was lower than it was expected, and I usually don't get those contracts, so we'll see how hard I sold in the future, but as of right now, that was the play. And we did change the scheme, but we did not go with, the meta, if you will. We ended up going with the Falcons. We went with a kind of meta defense. It seems like the Steelers are pretty good for sim stats for 3-4, but in general, there's 10 playbooks that are better for 4-3, so you got to do what you got to do when you're in a 3-4. But yeah, ATL with a vertical zone. We'll see what happens, because obviously we had a much better season, made the playoffs, and almost probably got the bye week. Done kind of quick glance. Didn't really see our names on there, I don't think, but really good season overall. A couple of losses in the middle of the season, but for the most part, really good stuff. And we are going to be taking a look at D stats. See what Trevor Lawrence looks like. Pretty good. 36-8, 4,000 yards rushing. Touchdowns were low, but yards per carry and yards were great. Metcalf decent. Ingram pretty good. Kirk not bad. This is a pretty good scheme. I kind of thought of a team. I was like, who's a team that, gets okay receiving stats with a number 1 wide receiver and a tight end and a running back? And I'm like, okay, well, the Kyle Pitts is really good tight end. It's just they don't really throw to him, but maybe the scheme will fix that. But it worked out. Edge rushers, both with 10. It's really balanced. It looked really good for us. Elliott wasn't great. Punting was great, though. I paid Camarda because I like the age with the speed and the 99 kick power, but realistically, I should just keep going for free agent punters because it's just cheaper that way. Trevor Lawrence, number 7 for MVP. Any award wins? We didn't really have any rookies. Usually those are the awards we have a chance at. Garrett Bowles was number 2. That would have been so clutch. Like, we're probably not going to re-sign him, but we maybe think about it if he was a superstar, because maybe he stays an extra season, but he is up there in age. But yeah, we got to the playoffs, and we did have the bye week, actually. I don't know why I didn't see that. I just, fair enough. We got the bye week. A little bit of a weak one, though. We have a bunch of 11-6ers, and they all have, like, little win streaks. So, hey, we will take the bye week. Maybe this is our season. Maybe we win the bowl of soup. That's a good question. Your favorite bowl of soup, if you like soup. Whether it's ramen or it's, like, clam chowder. I don't know. Let me know. And we are going against the Raiders. If I had to guess, I mean, if it's good, like a creamy chicken dumpling, that's not bad. That's kind of something. Classic ramen's not bad. I mean, there's just too much, but you gotta watch your sodiums. Going to the end of the game, the Raiders, they're 5 overalls lower than us. Please let us win one. 13-3, 20-3, not bad. Oh, they had a huge touchdown, but we scored before half. That's probably game. Oh, it's definitely game now. 34-3. I mean, the Raiders had a win to get here, so I'm a little surprised that this is happening, really. 44-3. Oh, my word. It's actually pretty insane. Gardner Minshew, 2 interceptions. He's their starter. That's the best they could do. Jacobs, 2.6. Colt Miller, 3 sacks. I mean, it's not like Gardner Minshew's bad. Oh, look at the edge. But he's a pretty low overall in the game, right? Reese with a pick. We don't mind that. Fair enough. Pretty good game there, as, once again, they had to win to get there. So even though it's like Mickey Mouse so far, we did have to beat a team that won a game. But I will say there's a pretty good chance we're probably going up against like the Chiefs or something right here. Lennon gets an upgrade. He's in a 79 overall. Evan Ingram definitely doesn't get a contract. Nice medium round upgrade. Definitely doesn't get a contract extension because he'd be like 33 when he needs it. Well, 33 when that year can get hits into play for the contract. The Dolphins. No Chiefs. Were they actually even in the playoffs? I didn't even see that. But let's take a look. So wild card round. Chiefs were not in it. The Raiders had to beat the Chargers, fair enough. And then the Dolphins by 8 over the Bengals. Packers versus the Niners in the championship round coming up, which is pretty coincidental, even though this is many years down the line anyways. But here we are. Let's see. 89 overall versus the 87 overall Dolphins. They got a lot of good freaking superstars, though. No Waddle, though. I think he's on the Lions here. Going to the end of the game, 44-3 last game. If we can even put up something close to that this one, that would be awesome. And they already almost put up more than that, and they do. 7-3. Their defense is going off right now. Huge field goal before half. Huge touchdown to start the second half. Tried to go for 2, didn't get it. They're going for 1. It is a 15-13 game. Definitely a weird score. Touchdown would put it probably away. 5 points. We've given them the window. The window is open, and they don't get the 2-point, though. We have 3 timeouts. We've got some weapons. And we got a 99 speed kick returner. Let's see what happens with the fair catch. We could win this. I mean, we just need a field goal. Weird enough, if we didn't go for the 2-point conversion, we would be tied. But then again, if we didn't, Metcalf at 81 kind of looks cool, in my opinion. You know, they don't go for theirs. And is this guy trolling? Is this guy trolling? I recently played a game in the Bears franchise, and for some reason I have this overlay on as well, where it's like showing me like how to juke and all that. Like, I don't need that crap. Let's go the curl route. Maybe leaves the deep play open. Let's go back to the tight end. And overthrown again. This time at least we did have to angle it, but holy crap. This guy's terrible. And I ran the same play twice in a row, so I can't do it again. That would just look really stupid and unrealistic. Donald. Perfect throw. And I don't know why. What marker was that? It looked like the first down marker was like 20 yards away or something. Just need a field goal. So, like, maybe start hitting some throws, buddy. I could have ran it there, but let's not do that. Oh, my God. He dropped. No, he caught it! I almost let the clock go. Yeah, let's run the ball at the 40-yard line with 1 timeout. Makes sense. Why sail? That's literally my question every time I see the ball going too far. Evan Ingram gets under it. Screw a field goal. Oh, my God. He jumped over the cameraman for good and freaking measure. What a little hero. little surprised that they... Do we really? I know most teams would think it'd be stupid to throw the ball here, because most teams would be correct, but at the same time, look at DK Metcalf. He's naked. They trickered me. Oh my god, I'm going to kick the field goals. I had Evan Ingram open out the gate, but I just didn't expect him to be that open, so I was late, and I was like, by the time I throw this, it's going to be a pick. I don't think he needs to do that out. I think Evan Ingram's just clean open. I could have taken that. I'm a dumb. Why did nobody stop me? They do say kick a field goal, 50 or 41 yards. Don't miss. Oh, the score didn't change for a second. We hit it, though, and not a clean game at all. Trevor Lawrence didn't throw a pick, at least, but that completion percentage was terrible. Rushing was okay. Sacks. Trayvon Walker has been killing it this year for us, and that's pretty much that. Headed on to the Super Bowl, the Jacksonville Jaguars. We've done a thing. I think we've done pretty well drafting. We did have to trade for DK Metcalf, which some people might think is like cheese, but we did have to give up pick 12 for it. You know, it's just, it is what it is. Stephon Diggs went for less, and as a polished route runner, he was technically a better player, and the age was, I would imagine, similar, if not slightly younger. I think Diggs was 27 when he was traded. I don't know why that number just comes into my mind, but yeah, I think he was 27, so 28 Metcalf. I think he might even been 26. I can't really remember, but you know, that trade has been quite a while ago now. What, 3-4 years? So if he's like 30-ish now, I would imagine. It seems to add up. My mind is telling me that. Yeah, he was like 26, 27. So, you know, trading a guy like Diggs off, that's, I mean, Diggs was considered a top wide receiver. Metcalf isn't, it's not like he isn't, but Diggs at the time was considered a better receiver compared to his peers than Metcalf is now, without a doubt. There's not even a question about that. Our money is really bad, though, which is another thing that we're not questioning. Dev up for Ingram. Nice. No other dev up, sadly, but Ingram getting that dev up, you know, I think we have him on another year. That really helps him, right? Like, that's going to make it where hopefully he doesn't regress hard. And Garrett Bowles did... Wait. Hold up. Can you get... Oh, it glitched, I think. O-line of the year. He didn't actually win it, though, right? He was number 2. Defensive dev ups. Ellis... Maybe? I think Ellis. Burke's still not deving up. Yeah, we might have to take cornerback with the next pick we get. Oh, no. Ellis was already superstar. Forgot we had 2 superstars, and the one that wasn't was Dorless. I remember now. No dev-ups for any of the DBs, though, which sucks. Geno Stone, 86. Overall, it would have been nice if he would have got a dev-up, but it is what it is. I got to check again, because he was number 2, I thought. Unless maybe... No, because we're in the Super Bowl, so that wouldn't make any sense. Did it just glitch out? I don't know. Maybe we keep him. Creed Humphrey. Maybe it's because he's already a superstar. Or maybe he isn't already a superstar. I don't know. I have no idea. But the Niners, 89 versus 89. They obviously beat the Packers. I wonder what it was going to be the score. Only by 6. The Dolphins could have hosted a Super Bowl, but not going to happen today. Not on our watch. Who the hell is Ward? Ward. Seems familiar. I don't know. Niners starting off strong with 3. We start stronger with 7. Last game we didn't score till like almost the 3rd. It is going to be tied up. No, it's not. Second half, now it's tied up 10-all. Safety with a touchdown. That's a 9-point play, and I think that's it. Oh, maybe not. Oh, maybe not. Did we just actually punt the ball? There's no way. The Niners are pulling off the reverse choke. And they don't win. Wow. That is clutch. I mean, 99% of the time, you see them making that last-second push. They always get it. Not today, though. And Trevor Lawrence, who started off as a 76 overall, which is really shocking. Once again, he hasn't had a great year, but I feel like he's been better than that. Ends up winning a Super Bowl near like an 85 overall. Cooked up. Metcalf was a huge part of it, but our draft early on, and really all of our drafts, we did well in all of them. I think we did well in every single one. There really wasn't a bad pick other than maybe Donald. I think Donald was a bad pick, but he's still an okay player that's developable. And you got to remember, we're in a rebuild sense where we really need hit-ins pretty much every draft pick. But when you're using a team, a guy like Donald's easily developable, right? Like he has all the makings for a star wide receiver. He just needs a dev up or 2, which we only gave him a year really to work. So, it's a little harsh on him, a little unfair, but ultimately we ended up trading for DK Metcalf and winning the Super Bowl. And, we did it without, like, the Chiefs playbook, the Cowboys playbook, those kind of playbooks. The Falcons have done pretty well. Oh, Moody. What a seller. Not that it actually matters because they would have needed the touchdown anyways, but maybe it changes a different game scenario where they went for it instead of not going for it because they would have had a field goal cushion or something. I don't freaking know. Or the opposite. I don't know. But, yeah, the Falcons have done some things, but for the most part, they are not a team that you would consider to be a cheese playbook, right? Like, we put up okay numbers, but they weren't, like, truly elite, right? We barely got a dev up for the tight end, and the receivers didn't get any dev up worthy seasons, and Trevor Lawrence would have probably devved up, but not by like a whole lot. Really more the touchdown to pick ratio than anything. Retirements, Bowles, don't even know if we have the money for him anyways, but could be a guy we actually try to keep. Go to the Jaguars here and see, oh my lord, all the names. They're all backups with mentor tags, so Bowles might be a candidate. It was like a 1 year 6. I really wish I would have freaking paid it now, but we'll see what we got. We did draft that center that we moved to guard. He might be like a 77, 78 right now, so we might be fine there. But obviously we're going to be doing 2 more seasons, and I want to... Oh, what the hell is this? We lost our staff. This happened in our Texans franchise, and it pissed me off. We get a little bit of points, but overall, everyone's talent is garbage. I guess we'll go with Nick Gregory. And then on the defensive side of things, what a sell, dude. Everyone has like 1 talent. It's terrible. 2 talents, 3 talents. Sure, Jackson Pierce, welcome. That's why just sign a bunch of freaking young dudes. Don't even bother, although I think they still get signed by other people, but let us negotiate. Fuaga is a name that I'm thinking about. Garrett Bowles, his money is up. Not his funny. And he's decent. He's a superstar now, but I think he's a guy you let go. Jake Elliott, he was pretty good in the playoffs, but let's do a 5th-year option for Fuaga. I don't think we're going to be able to afford him going forward anyways. 85 overall, probably 86, 87 by the time we actually get the contracts going. I don't know. Free agency, we're not really in a win. We're in a win now, but we're not in like a we have to win now and then next season doesn't matter. We want to make sure next season isn't screwed. And I don't think there's going to be anyone here. And free agent kicker punter is probably cheaper just to wait until after the bid wars. So, we're going to be drafting. I'm not really sure what position, though. I kind of want to see if Kirk regressed. Because if he did, then it might be wide receiver. Donald could still be the guy. His contract would be cheap, too. 80 overall flat at 24. 23. Yeah, he's still got a little bit of a ceiling on him. What about Kirk? Maybe Kirk plays slot. Nah, he's 88 still. Evan Ingram took a bit of a drop, but he's still 85 overall, so why worry? More offensive linemen, obviously, and then a corner at this rate because Burke it's just not happening. But you got to give it up to Aluakun at 32 years old. He's an 89 overall still. What a god. What a beast. I think we need to give him a contract this year, too, which, how do I say no? But I kind of have to, right? But yeah, I think we go with corner and then interior line because they really haven't been great. So if any of them needs a contract and we can't afford it, I'm not going to move around money as much as I can to make it work. I'll just replace them. So corner, D-line, wide receiver, that kind of stuff. All right, pick 32, obviously, as we were the Super Bowl champions, we are going to be likely taking a cornerback. There was not a whole lot of can't miss really good corners like we usually would see, but there's a few decent ones. Hunt looks like probably the best of the bunch. If not Hunt, maybe Massey. He actually had a B to D man, and it was D, sadly. But I think I might have to go Hunt. He's the best available. Didn't get to scout everyone I wanted to, and Hunt ended up being pretty damn good. I maybe should have actually traded up for him, but iffy speed, I do worry this is another 6'3 guy with normal, but I've got to go for him. And he's hitting dev. The Colts had 2 fits for him, apparently. He was such a good fit for the Colts that they said he could have went there twice. But let's go to 32. I do not think we have a 3rd, 4th, or maybe even 5th. And we do have a 5th, which is the first pick of that round, which is pretty interesting. But let's take a look. O-line definitely would be nice. linebacker for the future, but are there any that are like so good? Yeah, Carr maybe actually. D-line for sure would be an interesting one. Tackle Beachum looks really good. Damn. Oberg looks really good too. This is a tough one because I really like this Carr guy. Do I take Beachum early because he's a tackle with really good ratings? I'm going to take him. Anthony Beachum. Hidden development trait. 89 strength. Fair enough. I don't know if we can make a trade up, but I kind of would like to. The other center looks great. And then that middle linebacker, Carr, looks pretty good too. We trade a third next, a fifth next, and a fifth this for the Raiders' late third. That lineman does look really good, I can't lie, but I think I need to go with Carr. A lot of the linebackers are gone, and he was by far the best remaining. 21 years old with speed, why not? And he's hidden. Could be the future at the position. Could be the future. But of course, I'm going to go to the next round and see if there's any possible way I can get that center. Just because I think the value is immense, right? Oberg, look at all the A's. A bunch of things for a thing from the division rival again. Either way, the first pick of the fourth round and no other picks for the rest of this draft. We're going to be taking Oberg, who looks really solid. 22 years old, bunch of A's. A little weak, but yeah, hidden dev. Looked good. I mean, he looked pretty promising, so kind of had no choice but to trade up for him. And we're not fully future-proof because of that D-line, but we're pretty future-proofed. All right, we had a few draft picks. How good were they? 75 overall, 73, 73, 71. The corner was hidden. Oh, he's actually really good. He's actually really solid. I still think Burke has a chance. He's 24, but he's really good. I mean, he just needs one dev up, and he's good. And his contract's probably going to be cheap, so I see him, Campbell, and Hunt being like the three on this team. Beachum and all these other guys, we're not going to start them right away, so I don't really care about their devs too much. But not a bad draft class at all. Holy crap, look at this punter, 86 overall. He's a superstar. He's a generational punter. Wow. It is season 4. Trevor Lawrence is 86 overall. The tight end position, I mean, while Evan Ingram goes down, Lennon goes up. He's went up, 4 or 5 overalls, so he'll probably be taking over Evan Ingram next season, which should save a little bit of money as well, which we're going to need because there's more names to probably pay this season, guys like Dorless as well. We'll see what happens, but yeah, trying to go for that 2 in a row, that two-peat, the repeat. And then maybe the tree-peat. We'll see what happens. All right, 42 mil. Dorless needs a lot. Kirk needs quite a bit. Evan Ingram we're letting go, obviously. Burke is a cheap contract, and the rest are kind of backups. Any fifth years that we have to worry about? The punter I would like to keep. Donald needs a fifth year, but I would definitely let him either walk or just, pay him the fifth-year option rather than pay him normal contract instead of the fifth-year option. Dorless, man, he is a good player. I don't want to do more than like a 3 or a 4, so 26.5 takes the deal, of course. Kirk is, a 1 or a 2-year type player right now. 2-year 28, maybe a 2-year 30 at best, but Burke, I guess we're up against it, but we can afford, kind of. We're going for the full shebang, as that is cheap. Maybe he never fully becomes a true number 1 type corner, but even at that money, that is worth it, every penny. So yeah, we're up against it a little bit here, but we're still going. Pretty good season. If we win, we get the division, and we lose, which means we do not get the division, and maybe even lost the bye week right at the end. And we probably did. Sweet! Love it. Obviously, there's no point in taking a look at the win-loss, because, well, kind of a worse season last year. Touch on the pick ratio is worse. Yards are worse. Rushing, yards per carry were worse. Touchdowns were a little bit higher. Wide receiver 1 and 2 were more even. Evan Ingram had a little bit of a down year. Whole team kind of just had a down year. I don't know if it was the right guard, but defense, a little bit better in the sacks. Dorless was a little bit better. Interceptions were all right. Elliott was pretty good again. Fitzsimmons, 53.5. Camarda's going to be gone after the season, I imagine. Any award wins? I'm trying to think. Did we start any rookies? I think our number 3 corner, but I don't know if he would have... No, he won Rookie of the Year. Fair enough. Hunt is him, I guess. Did he even deserve it? Josh Allen with the Best Linebacker Award win. Did he actually even deserve it? Sometimes you do see the number 3 actually put up the most interceptions on a team, but let's see. Did he even actually deserve it? Hunt, 2 interceptions, 63 tackles. I mean, sure, I guess. To be fair, the thing is, at this point in the season, or in the rebuild, most teams aren't starting their rookies. A lot of them aren't going to be starting anyways, so I guess it kind of makes sense that way. 91 of the 87 overall Dolphins. They don't want to see us. We don't want to see them. Let's see what happens. The Dolphins of Miami lost that chance at hosting a Super Bowl last season. They definitely want their revenge on us. 7-0. We are leading up 14-0 now. Really good defense. Had a chance to score to put it away almost already. Didn't do it, but 21-0. Fourth quarter. And Miami finally gets points, but it's going to be too late. 28-7. Pretty convincing win over a very talented roster. Tua, 2 interceptions. Tua, lol. A-Chain was all right. No, he wasn't. He was actually terrible. 2 touchdowns for ETN. Really good game from him. Receivers were okay. Edge, Josh Allen and Trayvon have become a true elite edge. Aluakon and Campbell with interceptions and perfect kicking. Gotta say, the edge has actually done pretty well. I would like to see more from Josh Allen since he's such a high overall, but the edge putting up double digits, each of them. Pretty impressive. To the divisional, and hopefully beyond. The Chiefs this time in it, though. This is no Mickey Mouse Super Bowl run anymore. The scheme that's basically guaranteed 30 points in Sim. 7-0, 7-7. Not going to happen. 7-10. Nice touchdown drive before half. 21-10, really good drive. Nice stop. Maybe not 30 points guaranteed, and we're going to be moving on to the championship round, 28-13. His defense kind of cooking, though. Forcing Patrick Mahomes to 0 touchdowns. Trevor Lawrence was pretty good. ETN was good again, receiving Isaiah Pacheco with the most receptions of any team. Hendricks with 2 sacks, 2 for Allen, 1 for Ellis, 1 for Trayvon. They had no pressure. Damn, son. This team's cooking up. I mean, if we can do that to the Chiefs, this may very well be a repeat. And yeah, we did trade for DK Metcalf, but other than that, which, I mean, he's played a decent part, but he hasn't been absolutely necessary. We're actually looking really good. Like, we're actually doing really well. We're going to go with power because it gives you the best upgrades in general, but we need more run block stuff anyways. 1 to strength, 2 to run block power. Oh my god, don't look at it. Like, why isn't there just an auto upgrading for, like, balanced? You know, like, I want to see everyone balanced. I wonder how rebuilds would look if that was the case. The Colts. Why do I feel like they're significant here for some reason? Going to the end of the season, 7-0. Colts coming out strong, 7-7. Division battle. Oh, down 14. Nice touchdown before half. Come on, really good start of the third quarter, as always for us. Really good drive, up by 7 now. Really good comeback from us. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, this isn't good. They're going to walk off with it. 3rd and 11. You got to get the stop. No other choice. You got to get the stop. And preferably a stop that leads to them losing yards as well. I think mid is very 50-50, but it's the only option. It really is the only thing we could do. And we get out there. They lose a yard. It's not like the best situation, but blockable. Definitely blockable. This would be a huge play if they miss. Not going to get there. Their kicker puts it up, and good. 1 timeout with under, like, 40 to play. The fast return man didn't get to return it last time we were in. This time we will. Let's get a return. Oh, we got some blocks! And he's gone! McLeod! I do not get kick return touchdowns often. At least in, like, against the AI. And usually, yeah, maybe Velez goes off. But, oh my, we have just done it. We're headed to the Super Bowl, I think. Back-to-back years. It's happening. McLeod. They're on McLeod 9. Trevor Lawrence, pretty good. Anthony Richardson, not terrible. Completion percentage is amazing, but volume's not the best. Taylor killed it. ETN was all right. Ingram was decent with 2 touchdowns. Was the pass rush good again? Not as good as theirs. They actually, well, equal, I suppose. But Elliott missing a kick, you bot. Damn, son. But in the end, it probably helps us. They go for the touchdown that drive instead of the field goal. Maybe they win it instead of giving us a chance for the touchdown win. Either way, McLeod clutched up. Unbelievable. Let's go with the power for this punter, who is now an 89 overall. That guy's ridiculous. 3 to kick. Bro. 3 to kick power. Those are insane upgrades. That is the craziest special team upgrade I've ever seen. I remember how hard it used to be to get 1 kick power upgrade. Now they just they want every kicker punter to be 99. Instead of making better kicker punter draft classes, they're just everyone goes 99. Why not? But here it is. The Washington Commanders. Not the hardest team to beat, but you just never know. DevUps on offense do not exist, sadly. Defensive DevUps, Dorless goes up in dev. We just paid him, was it a 4-year something? So that is beyond clutch. Not the best season from him, but decent little sack totals, and maybe his tackles for loss were really good. Didn't really notice it, but he's got 99 power move, which is insane. And the fact that he has that without having any block shed, but still being an 88, 89 power move archetype is kind of crazy. You would think 99 power move means basically 99 power move, right? But Henson, X Factor running back. I think I actually had him on my list. He must have been generational. I got to start paying attention to that more, but here it is. Oh, are the Commanders? Wow, this is interesting. Super Bowl from the Commanders. Somehow they're not the home team. What kind of dumb is that? We're in oh wait, maybe we're not. I'm an idiot. I was looking at the end zone and it's actually Tampa's. Forget about it. Missed extra point because Jake Elliott's a bot. Nice start of the second half. We recovered it anyways with the 2-point. And a touchdown here would win it. It's over. 31-13. Back to back. On par for maybe our... I just skipped it. I guess, to be fair, we already seen the Super Bowl celebration. Who cares? On par for our best ever. Drake May not having it. Really good. Trevor Lawrence really just solid, consistent, non-turning the ball over playoff run. And we've won back-to-back. We are back-to-back Super Bowl champions. Maybe the Falcons' scheme with the Steelers' defense ain't too bad. Maybe it ain't too bad. We really have elite numbers. Our numbers are pretty middle of the... Well, maybe not middle of the pack, but they're not, even top 5. So, what can you really say about it? But here it is. I mean, this is what the squad's looking like with the win-loss, and we even had to play the wild card round this time, so 4 wins in the playoffs. I mean, you guys know you could have the best team in the world, and there's still no guarantee you're going to win those games. So winning back-to-back is crazy, dude. Actually crazy. Can we go for the 3-peat? I mean, we're going to try, but I don't know if we're going to get it. Retirements will... maybe I should have taken a look at that because it's a little easier to see who you lost, but let's take a look at how much money we have first and foremost. Hopefully a good 40 mil, but probably less. 15, and we didn't even finish the contract with Kirk. Do I really lose Kirk here? 88 overall. I mean, he's good enough for another season, without a doubt. He is, without a doubt, good enough. Losing a little bit, but he's still fine. No dev up for ETN kind of sucks up because his regression is probably already beginning. Ingram's not bad, but I think, for the money and how broke we are, Lennon has to start. We have, no choice here. Burke didn't go up in dev, and Hunt is a superstar. Things happen, okay? Things just happen. But let us go to the re-sign and see who we can afford. Maybe Kirk is green now because we actually won back-to-back. Bro, where is my greens? 2-year 28? I was willing to do that in the first place. Nice. 1.7 mil. Sweet. We're broke. Donald has a 5th-year option. Obviously, I'm not going to pay that. This is good timing. This is good timing for this to be the last season because the team is about to fall off the pedestal. But at the same time, when you win back-to-back, that pedestal will be lifelong. Lifelong. Free agents, not great, but there's a couple of names. If you're missing a couple of pieces, running back maybe. One of them, interior or edge, because he's okay speed. Very good speed, actually. But we don't need any of that. We really just need a kicker. And then, once again, kind of future-proofing the team. Going to look at the team salaries and see who needs a contract and who we wouldn't be paying. So running back, if there's one, would definitely be one of those. Tackle for sure. So linebacker, running back, tackle seems to be the squad that we should do. Maybe a wide receiver wouldn't hurt. A lot of D linemen. So trenches, kind of stuff like that. I mean, basically the stuff we've been going for, but add running back and potentially wide receiver to the list. All right, 32 in the first round as usual. Pritchett is still there. Round 1 talent grade. Well, not talent grade, but projected. I don't know if I can really pass on him. Once again, another player I just didn't expect to be there. We had a couple of wide receivers. I really liked Watkins. even though he's more of a slot type of wide receiver. But, yeah, I really don't think there's much of an argument here. Pritchett is A, power move, B, tackle, very strong, so that's going to be our guy. Maybe there's a reason why. I don't know. We'll see how good he is. But normal dev definitely sucks, especially when I'm not starting him. And you know what? I don't really care to trade up. Wide receiver that we're not starting right now when, Donald got wasted kind of makes no sense anyways. Chapman, O-line, I might just go Divine. A bunch of A's. I think Divine is the guy. 21 years old. Pretty damn athletic. And all of those A's. Hit development rate slower than I would have thought, but that's usually how that outside linebacker position goes. And we kind of need to save some money right now anyways, so let's just move on to 32 in the 4th round. And I have nobody remaining, apparently. That guy looks like crap. I get he's high projected, but he sucks. He's a bust. He is not good. And with our only 3 picks, and pretty high overalls in fairness, we'll take a look at Johnny Devine, who needs to play middle linebacker. No zone coverage, but very good block shed. He would be the potential future with Carr, I think, as maybe the starter with him. So, we got some future players on the team. Dudley Pritchett. Yeah, 82 power move's really good. I'll play a swim move. Way to go, EA. Yeah, had one job. 50-50. Is he a pass rusher of finesse, or does he use a strength? Oh, 82 power move, no finesse? That must be a swim move kind of guy. The roster for the final season, can we actually have the three-peat? Of course, we lost Evan Ingram, but we now have Lennon as the starting tight end. Looking at the defense, pretty much everything stays the same. Hunt should be the number 3, and yeah, the depth isn't great for some positions, like edge, but we got Derek Hall there, I suppose. D-line's not, I guess you got Pritchett. It's not bad. It's just a good team. It's a good team. What can I tell you? 65 mil, yeah, kind of figured we would be losing some players here. A lot of linemen. Yeah, this is a team that is so screwed, it's unbelievable. But if you're going to keep certain players, Ellis being a superstar DT, probably one of them. O-line, I think, is a little bit easier to replace. Good, high overall D lineman, not so much. So trying to keep those guys would be the number one thing. O-line, the center, I guess his contract's not crazy bad. It's 5 years, 67. Probably 5 years, 70 would do it. But the rest, what is this? Over 20 per year? What even is this? 24 million a year. Yeah, you got to replace him. You got to replace Cruz. You don't have to replace Donald, and I don't think you do. I think you sign him to a 5-year deal and hope once Christian Kirk is gone that he develops, because he's still young enough to do that. And then Travis Etienne, you maybe try to get a 1-year deal, but there's not really much going on there. So, yeah, we're broke as hell, losing a lot of really good players, so good timing to end it all. Not like that. The rebuild, of course. And we make the playoffs. I was a little skeptical for a moment because we weren't winning a lot of games. We were actually under 500 for the first time in ever, and then we won a billion games in a row, still with the Falcons offense, Pittsburgh defense. Let's take a look at those numbers as we try to win 3 straight Super Bowls, which I don't know the last time I've done that in a rebuild. Definitely not this Madden. Team's looking a little worse than it was before. I'm not really sure why. Have the lineup the exact same as we do every single season, and then Fuaga with 14 sacks allowed, really solidifying that decision to not re-sign him anyways, even if money wasn't a problem. Allen 11.5, Trayvon Walker with 11, Dorless at 9.5, Ellis 8.5, Hendricks at 6. Really good D-line pressure. That front 4 cooking, front 5. Elliott, terrible season. Fitzsimmons, pretty good. Kick return, punt return game. Yeah, not much going on there. But let's take a look at the yearly awards. Trevor Lawrence at 9 for MVP. And that's probably going to be the only thing we have a chance at, right? A couple of, close calls on the linebacker D-line situation. But overall, it's not easy winning awards. The Broncos, we're a 93 overall. They're an 85. Parker Reeves, Justin Simmons. They got a couple of X-Factor DBs in there. I think everyone has selfless, by the way. What's even the point? I'll help you get in the zone, and then I'll help you get in the zone. You'll help me get in the zone. Yeah, but no one's abilities are being lit up because it's all just helping each other abilities. It's garbage. But Denver scoring 3 to start it out. Just don't lose to Denver in the first round. Get back to the championship, maybe the Super Bowl, lose it there, whatever, but don't lose in the first round. The expectations are so damn high here. Everyone's rooting against you. At least get close. 24-6, 24-13, and we do win 31-13. I kind of looked away for a split second, and we were starting to score a lot. I thought maybe we scored again in that time. Touchdowns low, percentage for completions pretty high though. ETN pretty good numbers. You would like to keep him for another year, but I don't know if he's going to keep it, if he's going to want to stay around. A lot of sacks are both sides, and we blocked a kick from them. Not that it really seems to have played a factor, but it's still something. Here we go, going to the divisional round, as it's the Raiders. We beat them 44-3 a year ago or so. Maybe it'll happen again. Going to the end of the game. We get the stop, we get the touchdown. We get a field goal stop, we get a touchdown. They have not... Oh, there they go. They finally passed their other total. Holy crap, offense. You're so ass. 22-19, and we will still win the game. But wow, the offense was literally trying to win them the game. Tons of short fields. The defense was holding them to field goals, and there it is. We haven't really seen any, maybe literally zero turnovers from Trevor Lawrence, and then he throws 3 in the divisional round, but of course the team had his back, and the win was still had. And it's the Chiefs again. We beat them once, and it was actually pretty significant, right? It was like 2-3 touchdowns. See if we can do it again. It was definitely at least 3, but it was like maybe 18 points, 19 points, whatever. But the Vikings versus the Rams on the other side. I mean, winner of this game, you would have to say, I mean, it'd be safe to bet. I would say your odds would be pretty crap if you try to bet on one of these teams to win the Super Bowl at this point, because all they got to really do is win this game, and they probably win it because the NFC is looking pretty weak. 14-7, we get the stop, nice drive, but no extra point. Man, Jake Elliott has been some booty. He's done, missed a couple of kicks in the past, but he is really having a bad season, and we will win by 2+ touchdowns yet again. All right, looking at the passing, Trevor Lawrence, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Mahomes, 1 touchdown, threw an interception. Pacheco with 2 touchdowns, ETN with 1, but didn't really have a good game in general. Donald actually putting up some numbers. Allen with 1.5, Lloyd with 0.5, and then Burke with a pick. Still not star dev, though. And it's the Vikings. Take a look if we had any dev-ups. Who would he have had? I don't think anyone, honestly. Like, it was kind of a weak offensive season. Defensively, maybe somebody. Burke's still not to star. And I don't think anyone, no dev-ups at all. Trayvon Walker is almost a 99 overall, by the way. That's crazy. Easily would get there. Needs like another season or two. But the Vikings, 86 overall. Can they win a Super Bowl? 0-4 in Super Bowl games. We are, just recently, 2-0. Could go for 3-0. I mean, we are cooking. Could be one of our greatest rebuilds ever if we actually win this game. It's been a good time, and Trevor Lawrence starts off as a low overall, so it's not like we had it completely handed to us. 7-0, got the stop. I mean, we have a couple opportunities here to really take a lead, and they do not do anything before half. 14-3 now. And I think we've done it. We have won 3 Super Bowls in a row. I actually don't know what to title this video because I don't want to. We don't need to see the Super Bowl celebration. We've seen it a billion times. Trevor Lawrence is cooking though. But I don't know what to say. Trevor Walker 3.5. There's really no point in doing another season anyways either because we're losing half the squad. I want to end on a good note. We absolutely do not win a 4th, losing the players we're losing. But this is one of our best rebuilds ever. And I am a little shocked, right? Because, the team's all right. It's you got a couple players like Josh Allen and Kirk and ETN and Trevor Lawrence and Trayvon Walker and Campbell that are kind of like long-term guys. But, the tight end position, I didn't expect Evan Ingram to last as long as he did. The O-line turned into beasts. Aluakon playing as long as he did, I'm a little surprised by that. Cisco, he developed. We drafted a really great interior. But we'll take a look at some of the players before we head out of this one, and I'll show you guys, the win-loss, no force wins or anything like that. Run block finesse, not great, but I guess it's just a bad finesse blocker, but very good outside of that. The base blocking, pretty good too. ETN, 92 overall, obviously some regression at some point, but very fast. Not the best elusiveness. Juke and spin are under 90. DK Metcalf, I've seen him develop like a billion times in a row, and this is nowhere near the best I've ever seen him, but Obviously, a very good contributor to the team. Trevor Lawrence getting to a 91 overall is pretty sweet. Christian Kirk, no release, but really good route running and catching. Let's take a look at Trevor Lawrence now while we are here. He is in 91 overall, like we just said. Short accuracy is not the best, but pretty good overall. Very fast. Like, very fast. What about Lennon? The 86 overall superstar tight end. Oh, my Lord, the speed. The speed upgrades. Did he get it all in 1 week? Because he started as like an 85, right? It's like rare that I ever see a tight end get 1 speed, let alone 2. What else do we have on the O-line? Was there anyone else? I guess Harrison. The other guys are rookies that are like non-real. Very good pass blocking, but wow, is he just awful at run blocking. Like, literally just don't run to his side at all. Defensively, Devin Lloyd is 29. It's crazy to think that Devin Lloyd is now old, whereas Aluakon is still here himself. I think he's like slightly lower of an overall than he started as, but I'm just curious to see. I mean, 89 speed with that block shed, that zone coverage, all those ratings at 33 is just absurd. It really is. Josh Allen starting to regress, obviously, as Trayvon Walker is the higher overall now by a good bit. Good finesse, okay block shed, very fast, decent power move, I suppose, if you needed to mix up the moves a little bit. And then what do we got? Trayvon Walker, 97 overall, 27 years old, could definitely get to 99. Very good power move, okay block shed, and obviously athletic as hell. What about the safeties now? Kind of curious to see how good Geno Stone got. 88 overall, started as what, an 82, 83 or something like that? 92 zone, speed is all, just terrible, but he's a very smart player, and man, what a contract that was, right? A 3-year 28 or something like that, maybe even less, and then we gave him a 3-year 28 afterwards, I don't remember, but Cisco, 90 zone, 93 speed, I mean, he's fast as hell. It makes up for all the speed that Geno Stone doesn't have. Basically argue that he stole the speed from him. Tyson Campbell, no dev up from him either, but 92 overall, very fast, pretty damn good man, pretty good zone. Then we have Burke, who never actually developed into a star dev player, but still an 86 overall, and he's only 25. I think he might be going on 26, whatever. Fast, great man coverage. Zone coverage is lacking, but it is what it is. You're not going to get 2 styles like ever. Hendricks, the 85 overall. This whole D-line, I mean, the front 5 really, they cooked. They did really well. Even the DT got some sack numbers. They had a lot of good numbers in this season for the rebuild. They finally showed up. Dorless, 90 overall, 99 power move. Don't know what they're upgrading on him, though, because he doesn't get any block shed, and he's already 99's power. They just go in power rush, and it's giving him, like, nothing. Just giving him, like, awareness and play rec and whatnot. And then Ellis, the final player, 90 block shed, 79 power move, 96 strength. Not like a true nose tackle, but with that strength and that block shed, he can definitely get it done. So, I mean, that was a really good build of a team. And then here's Fitzsimmons, who ended up with 98 kick power. Remember the +3 to kick power. That's ridiculous. But anyways, that's going to be it for this realistic style rebuild of the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I really do appreciate continued support on the channel. Maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel PK Plays for non-Madden content. Probably a Spider-Man 2 episode tomorrow. And if you guys have a team you want to see next, let me know in the comment section below, as I have several teams still that I have not done. And there's some redo teams that I would like to do. And obviously I still have some challenge rebuilds I'd like to do. So that's about it. Oh, actually, let's show you guys I didn't force win or anything like that. Almost forgot to do it. 41-3, 35-21, 36-19, and 31-13. That was a hell of a rebuild. We got our mojo back a little bit, it seems. But anyways, thanks for watching. Hope the guys come back for next video. But until next video,